Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be doing my spoiler-free review of Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter, which was the Tales and Teacups book club picks for the months of September and October. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so you don't have to worry about being spoiled on any of the details in here, especially because this is a thriller. I don't want to kind of go too much into the plot, because I feel especially with these types of books it's always best to kind of just go in and experience them and not know too much about it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So basically the general synopsis of this book is that it follows this family who over nearly 20 years ago their oldest sister disappeared and was never seen again, and that kind of tears the family apart, and they each deal with it in different ways. And then kind of flash forward to present day, one of the youngest daughter's husband is murdered, and it kind of rehashes everything, and it kind of starts out from there. And so going into this, I didn't want to have my expectations too high because I heard really great things about it, and I was like, okay, I don't want to kind of ruin this for myself, just setting the bar too high. But this book kind of delivered itself in every sense of the way. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'll kind of talk about the pros and cons of this book, but overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this, and I think this is a good introduction to this author. I'm really interested to pick up some of her other works as well, because I was, like I said, thoroughly impressed by this. So what I really liked about this book was just how, especially towards the end, how unpredictable the plot was. And I was trying to, especially when I read these types of books, I always like to stay one step ahead and kind of figuring out, maybe this is gonna happen, and kind of predict what happens. But this book is so unpredictable in every way, and I was just like, oh my god, that happened. And I really like those books that kind of keep you on your toes, and your mind is like, wait, what? I think doing that well, and when it's executed well, is just makes for such an enjoyable reading experience. And that was particularly how I felt with this. I also really liked how the author had such a really specific way of giving each character's narrative their own personality, and just kind of either if the character is in that moment being sarcastic or snarky, you kind of got to see her internal dialogue with some her little comments that she's giving to herself. I really liked that attention to detail. It just gave the characters more realism, and I was like, oh, I really like the snarky comments that she's saying to herself, but when she's talking to someone, what she really wants to say but she's not saying it. I really like those parts that are kind of twinkled in there, that attention to detail. And then also the chapters that are journal entries of the father to the daughter that went missing. I just thought that brought the different perspective to this story, because the main part of the story is told through the sister's narrative, but just having that father writing to that daughter just made it more real, and I thought it kind of puts it in a different perspective. And then just kind of going through something like that, and you kind of see his different stages of grief throughout this whole thing, which I thought was just really unique, and I really liked it. So the only con that I had in here is that for the first 200 pages or so, I felt it kind of struggled with some pacing issues. You kind of get little snippets that are really fast paced, and then you get kind of slower ones, which is kind of building up on the background information. And I felt the story was kind of some come and go there, but especially around the 200 page mark is where it really starts to pick up, and that's when I was like, I can't put this down. I read the last 100, almost 200 pages within a day. That's how good it was. But like I said, overall, this is a really good thriller. I'm really interested to check out some of her other novels as well, because I've heard really great things about this. So I'm really happy that I kind of decided to pick this one up. I think originally I bought this on Amazon, and it ended up being the large print edition, and I'm like, I'm not reading it from that. And then I repurchased it a couple years after that. So I'm really happy that I've kind of had this book finally fell into my hands in the right kind of format there, and I'm happy I picked it up when I did, because it was just, I felt like I was in a bit of a reading slump, and this one kind of helped I felt like I was going down that path, and this one really helped me kind of spring and like kind of get excited with reading. But yeah, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised by this, and I'm really interested to see what you guys felt about it as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, let me know if you've read this, what you thought about it, and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.